feel like we're little kids watching what they're doing
seriously,
out there.
It's amazing.
Images they're sending back of Earth. Incredible. Thanks for being here 6 a.m. on this Monday. Hope you had a nice Easter weekend. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Irampur. Right now, they're up there flying
Somewhere.
around.
We're just
the
a little
Earth.
speck to them.
On their way to the moon.
The photos out from NASA, phenomenal.
Beautiful. You could see like the northern lights on the top of Earth.
And I just want to hear from them constantly because their perspective now has completely changed on what they're seeing. And
just, as they've said many times, there's just like no words to use to have that kind of view. We are so excited for that fly around the moon. It's going to be something to watch for sure. We are starting off here our Monday morning with overcast skies, clouds very low down to the ground, some fog. You might even notice a little bit of drizzle associated with it. So something to watch for as we kick off our Monday. A lot of monitoring sites, as you can see there, registering rain. I'd say it's mist and drizzle, but there are some damp roads out there to watch for. 72 by the afternoon out by the coast, 81 inland. Our skies will clear up very quickly, I'd say by about 10, 11 a.m., and we'll be back to sunshine. So coming up, we'll talk more about the drier skies for the week, and then about our next chance for rain, which is sneaking up on us pretty quick by this upcoming weekend. Vanessa Paz checking in on traffic on our Monday. Hello.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a beautiful Easter weekend. As we kick off our Monday, we're looking at pretty light drives for the most part. You're going to want to look out for a stalled car, though. This is blocking the right lane in the La Mesa area, right before Lake Murray Boulevard, right near 70th Street. All right, let's go ahead and give you a zoomed out picture. And you probably notice all of those green kind of blotches here on the maps. That actually indicates where we're seeing some ponding, some light ponding on the roads. Again, that marine layer just rolled on thick overnight, thick enough to squeeze out some drizzle across our freeways. So just keep that in mind that you may run into some soggy roads out there. All right, 65 to 70 mile per hour speeds if you're traveling in from the South Bay headed north. And here's what it looks like coming across towards the Coronado, city of Coronado in from Barrio and downtown, 53 mile per hour speeds. In about 7 minutes or so, I will be back with your travel times this Monday. Back to you guys.
All right, Vanessa, thank you very much. This morning, all evacuation orders are lifted after this brush fire threatened homes in San Marcos.
Yeah, this fire started around 3 p.m. yesterday near La Marie Road, close to Cal State San Marcos. The fire's forward progress was stopped about an hour later. They made quick work on this. It burned about 2 acres. A resident tells us the container on their property was damaged.
That burn was our 40-foot container. The house is fine, so I'm real lucky. We're all lucky.
All roads are back open. A spokesperson for CSU San Marcos says the campus will be open today and all classes and activities will resume as usual. Well, it's a story we've been covering for months now. Pushback over Balboa Park's paid parking fees.
A lot of you have voiced opinions about this. This morning, there's a new effort to scrap those fees. News 8's Tori Apodaca live at Balboa Park with the push to get this on the ballot. Tori, what's the latest now?
That's right. It's called the Balboa Park Free Parking Restoration Act, and it's already gotten over 10,000 signatures. It comes after a whole lot of frustration from people we've been talking with over the past few weeks, telling us that they're already seeing a noticeable difference in the amount of people showing up here.
Our museum in a dire way. Our revenue and admissions are down, 30 to 40%. Ever since January 5th when they instituted paid parking.
That's not great for the museums, that's not great for businesses, but most importantly, it's not great for the general public that just wants to be able to access their park.
And this weekend, there was a rally for this citizen-led initiative. You can see what a turnout it was. Former mayor of Coronado, who is now running for San Diego City Council, Richard Bailey, is leading the charge. He says they need to collect 80,000 signatures to make it on the November ballot. Or they could get 24,000 signatures over the next 3 months, and City Council would have to rehear the item within 10 days of them submitting the signatures. The city is trying to dig out of its $120 million budget deficit. It says every dollar from the paid parking stays in Balboa Park and is spent on funding improvements, maintenance, traffic safety, and security. And currently, there are 7 of the 12 lots that are free to park in if you're a San Diego resident, but you do need to register your vehicle online first and pay a one-time $5 parking payment for the permit that will last an entire year. Reporting from Balboa Park this morning, Tori Apodaca, News 8.
Tori, thanks for the update there. This morning, a man is under arrest in connection with a homicide in Vista. The body of Jose Garcia Ramirez was found a week ago today on Hacienda Drive, but investigators returned to the scene on Wednesday after finding an injury that may have resulted from head trauma. On Friday, deputies arrested 26-year-old Arturo Garcia Morales in Oceanside and charged him with murder. Morales is being held without bail. This morning, 2 people are dead after a head-on crash in Julian. It happened Saturday afternoon along Highway 78 near Mastro's Trailer Park Road. CAL FIRE says 4 people were involved in this. 2 victims were flown to the hospital with serious injuries. 2 others were pronounced dead at the scene.
New this morning, Israel says it killed the head of intelligence for Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Also overnight, the U.S. and Iran reportedly received a proposal calling for a temporary ceasefire and the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. The draft proposal was put together by negotiators from Egypt, Pakistan, and Turkey. Meantime, President Trump will hold a news conference on Iran today. It comes after an expletive-filled social media post where President Trump threatened to attack Iran's power plants and bridges tomorrow if the Strait of Hormuz is not reopened. Iran's parliament speaker responded, quote, saying you won't gain anything through war crimes. Former Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene also called President Trump, quote, insane. Now, yesterday, the Trump administration announced that a missing American airman was rescued 2 days after his fighter jet was shot down over Iran. Later today, the Artemis 2 crew will fly by the moon, seeing it in a way no humans have ever seen the moon before. They will orbit the moon at the furthest distance any manned mission has ever traveled. For 40 minutes, they will lose contact with NASA as the moon blocks their signal. That's why. So 40 minutes of silence from them. Overnight, the Orion capsule traveled so far from Earth that the moon's gravity is now stronger than the home planet. Amazing. Wow. Yesterday, the astronauts reflected on this experience.
You're on a spaceship called Earth that was created to give us a place to live in the universe. Trust me, you are special. In all of this emptiness, whether you believe in God or not, this is an opportunity for us to remember where we are, who we are, and that we are the same thing and that we got to get through this together.
Isn't it incredible to hear their perspective? I get the chills. The crew is expected to splash down off San Diego's coast on Friday afternoon. This is incredible that we get that connection too, welcoming them home. Take a look at these new photos now. They show Earth being illuminated by the blackness of space and growing smaller as the Artemis 2 crew gets closer to the moon. Wow. That's what they're seeing right now. Amazing. Also, we want to show you a live look from the Orion spacecraft itself. That's the spacecraft they're on. Okay, wait, so that bright light, is that the moon then? Or hard to tell from what angle are they at? Yeah, but to be able to even see that spacecraft live is awesome technology. Incredible. So, yeah, they're going to do that flyby today.
Yeah. And this losing the signal for 40 minutes?
On the backside of the moon.
You mean our signal can't go through the moon?
Also,
we haven't figured that out yet?
I was looking at this on social media.
Right.
It's amazing that the moon, keep in mind the moon is moving at the same time.
Right.
So we are going to be flying around a moving target.
Yeah.
We are moving, the moon's moving. Earth is rotating. There's so many things happening at once for this to be planned out perfectly and down to that science. And that's why we leave it to the professionals to do so. But just amazing stuff to see the photos, the videos, the interviews that they've done while they're out there on this amazing 10-day mission. We've had a bit of shower activity out there over the last several days. We had a fantastic weekend, but really last night into early this morning, clouds have made a resurgence, and now we have that morning mist and drizzle. There's not much expected. We are going to be looking at a sunny afternoon today, and it looks like from now through Friday, the afternoons at the very least will be partly cloudy, mostly sunny, but the morning hours will be reserved for some fog, some mist, some drizzle. Today's forecast takes us to 80 degrees in Santee and El Cajon. You got to have the sun for 80-degree weather out there, and we will. 77 in Mira Mesa, 73 in downtown San Diego, off by the coast in North County. We've got upper 60s and low 70s too. 77 in San Marcos, 78 in RB and Poway, and Ramona as well. Out the door right now, we've got mostly 50s, 59 in Mira Mesa, 50 59 in Del Mar. So temperatures are pretty mild to start off the day. In some cases chilly, but I'd say we can manage those low 60s, upper 50s for now. It's going to be a quick warm up. We're doing better than a good portion of the country. We're at 71 for our afternoon high. Today's high temperatures across the nation are pretty similar, honestly, at least at our latitude. We're mostly in the low 70s out there, but up toward the Dakotas, they're going for the 20s this afternoon. Bismarck, 25 degrees on that afternoon high. Vanessa Paz checking in on traffic this morning. It's been a little misty, a little drizzly. How's it looking right now?
So far, so good. It looks like the Caltrans cams are they're not powered up right now, so I'm not able to give you a live look on our freeways. But right now, again, according to our traffic maps, where you're seeing these blotchy kind of green patches here, that's where we're seeing the wettest roads, right along the 8 freeway near the Alpine area as you make your way either to or from Imperial County. On the 5 and the 805, we're averaging about 65, 70 mile per hour speeds. And then here's what you can expect if you're headed towards the city of Coronado. About 55 mile per hour speeds there. So far, so good. Coming in from the East County, headed westbound. About 65 to 75 mile per hour speeds headed in from Santee as well as La Mesa. And then here's what it looks like. Again, wet roads right now along the 5 freeway. As you make your way, let's say, towards Orange County or towards Camp Pendleton, you may encounter some soggy roads out there. All right, let's go ahead and pull up those travel times for you, anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes on the 5 and the 805 this morning. If you're traveling in from the East County headed west, really nice drives. Monday light for the most part at last check, about 3 to 7 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and pull up those travel wait times, border wait times. About 30 minutes to get you across from San Ysidro's port of entry and about an hour in from Otay Mesa at last check. Back to you guys.
Vanessa, thank you. Still ahead here, a new report ranks California's highways as the 2nd worst in the nation.
Plus, Big Bear's favorite bald eagles have 2 new little ones. But will a new housing development force them to move? And coming up this morning, 9 a.m. on the CBS 8 app, you can join Jack Hull and I for our Right Now show. And today we'll be discussing the Artemis 2 mission. A deeper look at what they're doing with News 8's Alex Lige will be joining us in the studio. Again, be sure to watch on the CBS 8 app. You can stream now for free.